Okay, yeah, he gave me a couple really good thoughts on this, and it's really what I was thinking too. So hopefully they will be able to get you qualified. So I'm going to show you a couple different ideas on how to do this. So one thing is I'm required to show you the lower end of what you can do. So they can go down as low as $25,000 in benefit, which isn't the whole mortgage. But here's the one thing I always like to tell people: something's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
So even if we couldn't qualify for the whole amount, if you got 25,000, I mean, how long would that help you out with making mortgage payments?
A little while, yeah.
I mean, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
So we'll look at that, and I'll show you the other options, some of the bigger ones. So you should tell me as high as you want me to go. Okay. All right. So I think we'll start out with 25,000, and then we'll look at let's say 50,000, and then 75,000. Now, this can come in a couple different flavors. You can get it set up where while you have the mortgage, it goes during that time and then it stops at the end, or like you could set it up for a 15-year price lock or a term, right? But it would cost less per month, but it's also going to end at that point, and it'll be done, right?
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years and it'll be done. Of course, you said like you said, the mortgage will probably be done by then anyways, right? Now, if you want something that you won't lose after that time, you can go for a permanent option. You just got to know they're going to cost more.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. Okay. Do you guys have any headache medicine here at the house?
Do you have a headache?
Like aspirin or
Oh,
Advil?
yeah.
Yeah. If you guys want to take some before I show you these prices, because I don't want you to get a headache.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
You are such a funny lady.
Yeah, they're high. No. Anyway.
Oh, this is gonna give me a hard
No, actually,
time.
it's not as bad as I thought. Really, I mean, for honestly, I mean, geez, for being 67 years old and having this many health conditions, I mean, this is pretty good. Okay, so if we look at the 15 years where it starts and stops, right? If you do a 25,000, you're going to be running about 57.82 a month. This is just for Gene, by the way. Okay. If you did a 50,000, it goes up to 86.19. And the 75,000 will be 119.26. Okay. Now, if you wanted to put them on a permanent version, see, I kind of got them for the same amounts listed here. So it'd be 82.26 for the 25, 114 for the 50,000, and 157.26 for the 75. So from a budget perspective and a protection perspective, I guess what options make that sounds pretty good.
Well, explain that.
This means that the benefit won't go away. So after the 15 years and the mortgage is paid for, you just keep making your payment. You don't ever lose the benefit, and you can keep it as long as you live. At that price, it should stay with you until you can be like 115 years old, and it'll still be. Oh, no kidding. Okay, so you don't want the benefit to just go away. You like the long-term option better. Okay. All right. So this one here, and budget-wise, do you want me to show you like any other amounts between there, like 30 or 35,000? You like that one better?
Yeah. Yeah, we can handle that.
157.
I like that amount and that amount.
Okay.
I'd like to get as much stuff possibly good.
Okay. Gotcha. So on the permanent now, do you want me to look any lower than this or any higher than this? This is just a round
I think
number.
that would be about right.
That feels a good amount.
Yeah.
Won't mess the budget up for you
Because I didn't
guys.
think, based knowing that we're older, he's older, we're older together.
No, fair enough.
That I was worried that it was going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
To get anything that would cover the whole base amount. Or
Yeah.
the whole mortgage. I didn't think we would do that anyway.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, that feels like it, or makes you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll look at the 157.26, and now obviously you'd be the beneficiary on this, right?
Exactly.
So a couple of things in presenting options. First thing is Justin had already done this a little bit. He positioned that we were going to show lower than mortgages, letting him know why it's a good deal. And I just think whenever you've got a client where you know the premium's going to be higher, or older, whatever it is, being able to brace them or prepare them to expect how a smaller option, the full mortgage amount, and then having a few different levels of death benefits of coverage and term lengths is important. Let's see. When I'm laying out the pricing, a couple of things I'm very clear to do that I'm just a little subtle tweak, but I make sure I say, so when Gene dies, we're going to be there with a check fiduciary for 25,000 this option, or this 50,000 option share when Gene dies, we're going to be there with a check for 50,000. So rather than call it Gene's policy or on Gene, I'm just very demonstrative. I use my hands to say, hey, here's what's going to happen. The price is never going to go up. The death benefit's never going to go down. But after 15 years, this will end. But this one here is going to be permanent. So also, they were very clear on making a decision. Oftentimes, you're gonna have clients that see these and they're not as clear, and they're like, gosh, I don't know, what do you think? And or you're just not saying anything. And so the question we use to break a log jam is to say, well, which of these options are you leaning towards? And they might say, well, gosh, I really can't make up my mind, da, da, da. Oh, I know you can't. You can't really decide anything today. But just tell me, which of these options do you like best? Which one do you think fits better just as you're looking at it right now? Or which options have you ruled out? And so now we're starting to figure out which ones they lean towards, which ones can you cross off, and you're starting to have more of a discussion. And our phrase is, which option are you leaning towards? What we don't say is, well, which one did you decide on?
Right, no.
Because if you say that, that's a very closed phrase, and it can back them into a corner, and you're only given them one option to decide. We don't want them to decide anything. We just don't know which way they're leaning. Leaning is such a soft and guiding phrase. We want them to feel like they're in control, even though we're in control. And I think that's very important, because our job is to lead them to where they want to go, to be protected and be in a better position. And so the phrasing here is very, very critical. And then if you get something like, at this point, notice Justin had the application on the table, and even if they're still deciding, if they're mulling it over, so we're not really sure which one, I said that happens a lot. But either way, who is it that we're going to have get the check when they die? And he's writing down the beneficiary. Sure, what's your middle initial? That's a closing question. You have the app on the table, and you say, sure, what's your middle initial? That's who we're going to make the check out to when Gene dies. And now you're proceeding with the application and moving things forward, even though we might still be talking about the pricing. If you had some crazy question, you're stuck again, you're like the phone a friend, it's help at this point. But that's our step 5 is presenting the option.